Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's actually been over 6 months of me having a little hiatus, but I think I'm back. If you're new here, my name is Thobeka, but everybody knows me as Thobi Rose. I'm a travel and lifestyle content creator and I have a YouTube channel. Not too sure what I'm really focusing on this year, but I think this is a little bit of a life update video and Q&A. So I think let's start with a little bit of a update, what you guys can look forward to this year on this channel. Not all of it is cast in stone, but I do feel like these are ideas I wanted to implement on this page. And I really do hope that they come into fruition. So number one, which I'm so excited about, it is the beginning of 2024, by the way. It's February. And I'm super excited about really doing more informative content on here. So I've been ideating on a series that is really about, the basics of travel. So let's take it back to the basics, right? And I think a lot of people follow me here, love traveling, but I'd love to do sit downs where we take it back to the basics and we really start discussing the basics of travel. So whether that's what visas you get, where do you get them, packing, how to pack, how to plan for your next trip, etc. I want to get into it. Even small things like how to really plan for your first trip or how to plan for your first international trip, what to expect when you're at the airport. Those are things I think people aren't necessarily showing us and educating us on. So I really will be doing that, and I hope to start filming this very soon for you guys, and that you guys will love that series. Number two is a possible podcast that will be linked to this YouTube channel. So excited. I've been wanting to do a podcast for the last probably 6 years, and I'm excited that I've written it out. I have the idea. I've spoken to brands that I feel like would be amazing to be a part of that. And yeah, I'm having a meeting very soon with one of the brands. So that's super exciting. Whether or not we get the brand, we're going full steam ahead with the podcast. Number three, super exciting again. Do I say super exciting a lot, guys? Oh, wow. Okay, I feel like this is like the third time, but bear with me. I have not been on YouTube for a long time. So the third thing is I've always wanted to host a travel show. I will put up like a little thing here. I wrote a note in my notes on my iPhone probably 5-6 years ago about wanting to host it. I even wrote down ideas, and I'm super excited. I'm actually going to be hosting a travel show that I will be hosting. Like, what? Did I just say I'll be hosting a travel show? I'll be hosting, wow. So I will be hosting a travel show with an amazing South African brand. It will be on the YouTube channel, and there's a few other extra things that will be happening in terms of the rollout, lots of PR, etc. So it's super exciting. I actually leave tomorrow, the 11th of February, to go shoot the show, which I'll be away for just over a week. And I'm so excited, but like, when that excitement is like internal, yeah, I feel like I have internal excitement, but it's actually happening. So I can't run away from that, and I'm really blessed. And I've always believed in God's timing and in the universe's timing. Sometimes we really want things to be done in our timing. It doesn't work like that. But everything that is for you will literally find you, and that's just what 2024 looks like for me. I feel like this year is a year of like closing circles, really focusing in on the stuff I want to do, and not just focusing in on them, but actually doing them. I think less yada and more doing. I'm also so excited because I think it will be a year of just so much change in my life. Travel-wise, being able to do a lot more self-funded trips, but also being able to work with amazing brands. Another thing I'm excited about is my website. It is finally ready, basically. I will probably go live with it in the next week. I will also be having a newsletter, which will give you a little bit more insights on who I am, whether it's travel deals of the month, things you can look forward to, You guys have been asking to do sort of meet and greets, and I will be doing that. I will be doing them. So those are all the plans. They are in motion as I sit down and record this video. So yeah, guys, those are just plans for 2024 for this amazing channel and for my life and for myself. I'm just so excited. Already the year began on such a high, and I'm so looking forward to sharing more of that with you guys. So yeah, that's my little life update. Let's get into the Q&A as I answer some of you guys' questions. Question number 1, are you currently living the life you envisioned? You're such a sweet soul, Thobes. I think, let me not say I think, I am living the life I've always envisioned. It's wild actually, knowing that I'm living it every single day. Being able to work for yourself is truly a blessing, and being able to create the life that you never knew was possible, because we are Black and our parents never really, not really like instilled this type of lifestyle for us. But yeah, like we never saw Black young women in their 30s leaving a 9-to-5 and making their dreams a reality. Like I never grew up seeing that, and I get to be that for my nieces, my nephews, family members, and also just for myself, you know, and that's exciting. So I really am living proof and living the life I truly envisioned, and I'm about to live it some more. Hi Mama, how are you really doing? How are you? I'm fine. You know, I'd like, when people ask these questions, I always feel like they have a bit of spice, like, how are you? Like, really, Thobi? Like, what do you want to know? Type of vibe, you know? But more than anything, I'm alive, I'm happy, I'm blessed. 2024 for me, guys, like, Yazzie, I have no time for drama. I have no time for things that don't bring me the things I need in my life. I'm really, really focused. The goal is focused on the things she needs to be focused about, and anything that will hinder the girl, she's not a part of. So I'm good, I'm blessed, I'm happy, I'm living my life. Which traveling agency do you use for your trips? I do not use any travel agencies. I've never used a travel agency for any of my personal trips. I've always planned it myself, usually with my sister. We just do the research and do the work. And as I said, the website is gonna come out. I hope to keep imparting certain knowledge on you guys, so that you guys know that you can also plan your trips yourselves, you know, and be ready to do that. And apart from just the website, I will be doing more one-on-ones, meeting you guys. But apart from just that, I will also want to, yeah, like show you guys practical ways to travel, you know, that isn't like out of reach. So I've never used any. What camera did you use to record your first video? I used, where is my camera? So this is the camera I used. I've been using this camera for years. It's a Canon M50. It's got a few bumps and bruises, but she is amazing. I do think there's a newer version of it right now, but this is the baby I used when I started YouTube and taking content seriously, I guess. Before this, I actually used my sister's camera. I don't remember what it was. It was more a photography camera. But yeah, I used that to use this, and now I have an Osmo Pocket. Osmo? Okay, so right now I'm using an Osmo Pocket 3. It's small, portable, and yeah, I don't want drama when I'm shooting content. Next question, is the traveling work? How does it work? I'm a full-time content creator, so I get paid to create content. The traveling is work. So example, I did an amazing trip to Zambia. I worked with the Radisson in Zambia. They paid me to create content for them, and those are services rendered. So you create a niche offering and you sell your offering. So whether you are, for example, making hats, you're gonna have to sell your hats. I sell my services. and a lot of the time it's not just in content, but you also sell images back to accommodations and brands, and there's ways to make money apart from just being a content creator, I guess. There's strategy, there's social media, etc. But that's how it works. I give them a service, services rendered equals money, and then money. Yeah, if that helps. What have you learned about yourself since staying alone, and how did you find your place? Oh my word, that's a nice question. What have I learned about myself is that I actually do like peace and quiet. I've realized I like being alone, which is weird. And I've also realized you do not need to buy a lot of groceries when you live alone. I think when I started living alone, like I would do these massive groceries and all of that, and things would literally go off. I've now realized that that is not the way to go. I buy weekly, or when I feel like eating something, I buy it. But yeah, like I realized about myself, I'm very self-sufficient. I love my own space. I realize I'm a little pedantic in terms of organization. I didn't know that I would turn out to be like my father, but I have in certain instances. I'm a busybody in my house, guys. Like when I'm sitting and I see a problem, I want to fix it right there. But I've also just realized that like life is so good when you're alone sometimes. Like I love being in my own space, in my own head. And yeah, that makes it work for me. How I found it is I've always known I wanted to live in a certain type of accommodation, aka a loft. And I Googled lofts in Johannesburg, and these were one of them. Secondly, location. I love how central it is. I can be in Rosebank in 10 minutes, 15, 20, I'm in Sandton, you know? And for me, that's quite important. And I'm quite close to the airport, another thing. But also I'm surrounded by so many creatives, and that's quite exciting. What can we look forward to from your content in 2024? As I said, yeah, like you guys can look forward to seeing more of me outside of just YouTube or TikTok, etc. I really want to create community, and the biggest thing is making sure that you guys are part of my growth. So whether we're doing meet and greets, I want to travel with you guys. I will be hosting a lot of travels this year. From the content side though, nothing necessarily is going to change. I'm just going to keep creating the way I do. I'm not really like pedantic in how I create. The biggest thing is that there needs to be a take home for you guys. So making sure that it is content you will love to consume. But more than that, it's me pivoting from just content to something bigger, and making sure that you guys are a part of it. So the biggest thing is reeling you guys into my life and us growing from that, and making sure that I keep giving you guys content that is not just entertaining and beautiful, but that is educational, that will help you guys in the long term. How can one be paid for traveling, be a brand ambassador, digital creator? So I speak about this so many times, guys. Just start. Like I promise you, if you want to do travel creating, you then have to travel. It's just ABC. Travel, use your money, and start documenting those travels. Make sure to follow the right people on your social media platforms. So if you really want to be in the travel industry and community, be a part of the community. Go and comment on other creators' posts, DM, find out how they do their work. You know, stalk the right people in those industries, and then do a little bit of fishing in terms of which brand you want to work with. Tag those brands in your organic content, which is not paid for. And I promise you, slowly but surely, brands will come to you. Make sure when they do, and when you're ready for that pivot, you have a media kit, you have a rate card, and yeah, then you're ready to make some money. There's so many other ways. Go online, Google's your best friend. Google PR companies in Joburg, find out who their clients are. Google brands or little apps and that, where you can make money from reviewing products, etc. And yeah, the sky is the limit. I think the biggest thing is, if you're asking this question, for me, that's a bit of like a, then do you really want to do this, you know? So I think do it out of heart, and then it becomes work. and hopefully it's also your passion and not just something where you guys are like, I'm doing it for the money, because a lot of people just do that. But it promise you, doing it for the money doesn't make sense, because the real money only arrives after like 2-3 years. Between Mauritius and Zanzibar, which one would you recommend for a couple's trip? Ooh, both of them. I like both of them for different reasons, but Mauritius is quite like family friendly. So has Zanzibar, but it just depends on what type of things you want to do. Mauritius has a lot more to do than Zanzibar, especially if you're going to go to Zanzibar and go to a resort. If you're in Mauritius, the great thing is that you can go and do other things. So Mauritius also has amazing activities in terms of not just beaching, but culture, history. You can go to town and shop. What else? Amazing museums, etc. So it just depends on what you want to do seasonally, what's it looking like. But both are absolutely amazing, but it depends on what you like. How did you start over after your breakup? Weird. Start over? Ma'am, me, start over. Yeah. How do I start over? Guys, do people die? Like, do people die when people break up? Y'all wild. How did you start over? So, ngishonile, ngavuka. Yo? Guys, this is weird. Like, let's not do this. I didn't start over. My life actually got so much better. But whatever. I went to flipping Maldives a month after. And y'all think I started over? I moved out. I did other things. So yeah, that's wild to me that you guys think, or you, the person asked this, thinks I had to start over. That's wild. Whew. Anyway, how did you and your man meet? We met. How did we meet? We met in Brom. I randomly wanted to go and have a drink. Mama Gashaga was doing these installations. I don't remember, what was this one called? Fruity Loops or Greasy Cheese with Spotify. And I saw a friend of mine was there. I sent her a DM on Insta and said, can I come chill and have a drink with you? And she said yes. And he was there, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. How's life lately? Life is good. How's life lately? Life is good, guys. Life is life, like as it is for everybody on this earth. Like ups, downs. Mara sisalana, sapila, si right. Don't worry. Just because y'all don't see me. How much was your startup rate for travel content? So I'm guessing how much did I charge? And I started doing content. I think for a post, guys, I don't remember, but I remember working with Kit Kat and other brands and charging 2,000, the 1.5 for a post. So I remember charging like 2,000 Rand a post, and this was 6 years ago. But also some advice about charging. Have the right friends or people in the same industry so that you can ask them what they're charging or a ballpark figure, and then it's easier for you to know what to charge. Charging is not just based on your following, so make sure to get a few different people's opinions and then just go with it. And then once you're inside, you'll be able to realize, okay, I should be charging a little bit higher, or you know what I mean. A lot of the time, it's really not as we are also charged, but I definitely did not charge that right now. And hi Thobi, how's living on your own treating you? Do you miss staying at home? Pros and cons. Living alone is amazing, guys. I actually just can't believe it's almost going to be 2 years, like this year. What a blessing, what a blessing it has been for me. Pros, you learn independence, you really learn to know yourself, what you like, what you don't like, how you like things done in your space. You learn to protect your space and your energy. And also you learn not because I don't like that word, but when you're having a low season, you learn to sit in that low season, guys. I don't know how to explain it. There's times where you're like, oh my gosh, an invoice hasn't been paid, but you're in your home. or whatever you with, whoever you're with, and you're making it work in whatever way possible. And I think that's beautiful. I've just been so blessed to be able to not have issues with certain things in terms of living alone. I definitely miss living with my sister, my niece, my parents, but this has really made me grow up in a way that maybe living at home was not going to do for me, but it's also really made me appreciate my parents a little bit more, you know, just knowing what it takes to live alone. It's really not easy, and yeah, dude, there's a lot of like stuff we need to be grateful for. Yeah, guys, it's been great. I think more pros with moving out. It's taken such a long time though to furnish my house. I only recently got a dining room table with chairs, you know, mostly the chairs. So seeing it come to life has been amazing, but also like things are expensive, guys, and like my home has been 90% me, as in no freebies and nothing. So it's been beautiful to see the hands, my hands, the work that they can do and the work that I do that allows me to have the life I have. Like, hashtag blessed. Hashtag blessed. How are you feeling now after the previous year? I'm feeling okay, guys. Last year, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough in the sense of me, content, feeling like, do I deserve the things I work for? I was nominated for so many awards last year. I didn't win any. I had to reevaluate all of that and the meaning of all of that and why I want even recognition in that regard when I've worked in this career, in this industry for like 5 years. And I've had to realize, no, man, I don't need that recognition. It's nice though, it's very nice to have. But it was tough last year, feeling like, what am I doing? And also just relationship-wise, like we were zabaring, jolly, spreka, you know, like just figuring out what I wanted in a partner was also tough. But it was also like, I had to go through that year, if you get me. Like, sometimes you have to go through a very, like, low time. Like, last year, guys. Last year. But we're standing. We're here. So, yeah. Any advice for someone looking to get into travel content creation? I say the same things. I'm going to keep saying the same things. Start traveling. Number 2, document your travels. Follow people in the community, figure out what type of travel content you want to create, and just go for it. It's just that easy. But it takes patience and time. Things don't just happen overnight. So you need to have patience for what you're doing, if you get me. Hi, Thobi. Love your work. I just want to know what keeps you going, what drives you. What keeps me going is not wanting to fail, I think. Wanting to prove to myself that I am who I think I am, you know, and that's quite important for me. I think that's what drives me every single day. And knowing that, like, I know myself, like, Yazaz, and being able to live on me in total self is important. And that's what drives me every day, you know, being like, okay, Thobeka, another day closer to the bigger dreams that I've always had, you know. Nothing I've done is like, how do I explain it, in vain or anything. Everything I'm doing, it's because I was supposed to do it. It's now to kufezeke, ne? Kwenzeke. Yeah, now it has to happen. So that's what drives me. What activities would you suggest for someone who's trying to be social? Damn, okay. So sports is a great way. There's a lot of clubs these days where you can go play sports, or people are doing the whole paddle thing. That's great. Maybe some netball, indoor netball is also a great one. Art, you know, maybe go do some art classes. Yoga, there's a lot of amazing yoga spots to check out, and that's also places to meet people. The gym, I recently started bar, and I don't think I started it really because I was like, I have to do this. But it was also nice for me to socialize because I work from home. Being able to see other people is quite important for me. So doing bar twice a week is important, and start going to lunch, dinners, and all of that alone. You'll be surprised about like the people that you'll meet at random spots. So doing that, there's amazing book clubs that you guys can join that people have started. Travel clubs, I'll be starting something like that soon. So there are ways to be social and meet people while doing amazing things. What would Thobi now tell Thobi from 5 years ago? Sure. How old was I 5 years ago? I'm 34 basically, 29, 28. Yo, that girl, okay. I think I would tell her it's okay not to be where everyone is. Number one, it's okay not to be where everyone is. Number two, stop holding yourself back. I'm going to even tell 33-year-old Thobi that. Stop holding yourself back. You know, do the things you've always sought out to do, whether or not someone else is doing them, do them because they were placed in your heart. And a lot of people don't realize these things, right? Like when you hear people are doing this and that, sometimes you're thinking, oh, but everyone's doing it. Yeah, everyone's doing it, but nobody is you. Nobody is you, and that's very important. So those are the biggest things. Like, yo, guys, I think I've always suffered a lot from not abantu bazotini, but making my dreams my reality. I've had the ideas, I've got the prototypes, I have the work there, but it's never happened. And so that's exactly what I think 28, 29-year-old Thobeka definitely needed to do. And maybe she would have pivoted into a different direction earlier in her life, you know? But it is what it is. How do you know what a potential partner actually does? How do you know that a potential partner actually wants to travel with you? I'm not sure. How do I know, or how do I tell? Well, I mean, when we start talking, they ask me what I do. I tell them I'm a travel creator, and I tell them it's very important for me to travel. And then it's on me to figure out, do I want to or do I need to have a partner that also travels as much as I do? But yeah, I'm sorry, I was a little confused by this question, but if that's what you're asking, I think you speak about it quite early on in the getting to know each other phase. Do you work with small businesses to influence and help them get some traction? Yes, sometimes I do if I get DMs and people are like, hey Tobes, can you help me with this? I'm always up to help. If yes, how do you select? I don't select, and I usually do not charge small businesses. I just help out where I can. I've seen a lot of people doing this whole like 500 Rand per business, I'll put on my stories thing. That's great because it does work for us, but for me, I do not do that. Like if you DM me and I think it's something we both are gonna like and it's something I believe in, I will possibly just help you out because that's me. Any travel plans this year? Yes! As I said, I leave tomorrow, doing a road trip basically from Cape Town. We're doing gems. You're going to see all the BTS. I will be vlogging all of it. So we're doing gems in the Western Cape and we're coming all the way down. We're doing a little bit of Joburg. We're doing a little bit of the Free State. We're doing Pretoria. We're doing a few places and Jersey, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to obviously tell you everything, but I'm planning to share all of that with you guys. So stay tuned and subscribe. So yeah, at number 2, I'm working with another brand, which is a travel-in brand. So I'm traveling again at the end of February, and I can't wait to take you guys along. I'm traveling again in March for Mr. Man's birthday. I'm traveling again, I think in March again for another client. I'm traveling again April. Guys, I'll be traveling. Don't worry. Which countries and South African provinces have you visited? What's your favorite? I can't even tell you. I've visited so many places, and South Africa I've probably visited every province now. Whether or not I was a content creator, I have, because I used to travel a lot with my family, and we do a lot of road trips. So I've traveled a lot in South Africa. I haven't really fully dived into a lot of KZN, which I'd love to because I'm from KwaZulu-Natal. I've traveled there with family, but in terms of content, I haven't shared that. There's so many places I've traveled to that wasn't necessarily content driven, especially before I became a travel creator, but I'd love to revisit those places. I really love gems like Drakensberg. For me, it reminds me of like a little movie. The mountains for me are absolutely beautiful, and there's just so much to do. Country-wise, I'm not those people who do this like, I've traveled to 300 countries. Like, Yazin, honestly, I don't care for that. I'm not on this whole thing of like, I'm ticking off all the countries I must go to. I don't travel like that, and I've never traveled like that. I don't write down how many countries I've traveled to on my Instagram. But in terms of countries, Africa, the continent for me, is absolutely one of my favorite continents in the absolute world. I'm also saying this because I probably haven't been to too many. So I will keep telling you guys, I like going back to Kenya. I will probably go back again this year. And yeah, we'll explore some other places possibly this year. What is the best African country to travel to? As I just said, I love Kenya. Great country to travel to, especially if you want it as your first African country. Zambia is definitely also up there because it's so accessible. Flights from Johannesburg, an hour 45 minutes, and you are in Zambia, depending on which area you're going to. So also amazing. Mozambique also, I'm doing Mozambique, guys, for the first time this year, actually. Oh, forgot to say. And I'm quite excited, but also great country if you're wanting like first country to go to. But obviously with Mozambique comes a few security things that people are always stressed about. So just make sure you know locals. I think, well, what do you think, baby? No, baby, but Mozambique, exactly. So language barriers, etc. That's the only issue with Mozambique. What other African countries? Tanzania, amazing. Namibia, I was there for a 4 trip, but I'd love to go back this year. So yeah, there's amazing countries to explore on the continent. And lastly, what's the most challenging experience you've had in the last 6 months? Okay, the last 6 months have been absolutely amazing. I haven't had any huge challenge. Honestly, guys, no real challenge. It's really been a beautiful last 6 months. The end of last year was amazing. I would be lying if I said there was a huge challenge in the last 6 months. Definitely, if you said the last year, I would have told you. But last 6 months, no real big challenge. Easing into the year, easing into life, how it looks like right now, and that's about it. Hope you guys are well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Cheers to 2024. Chill. And cheers to the first video of the year for Thobi. Very proud of myself for sitting down and doing this. So I'm happy if you've gotten to the end. Thank you so much. I really, really love you guys. Please subscribe, like, share, be a part of the Thobi Road tribe. And yeah, guys, that's about it. I don't know what else you want to know. Next up is going to probably be BTS of the show I'm shooting. So I will see you guys in about a week and a bit, okay? Don't cry because I won't be posting now. I'll post when I come back. Bye, guys.